And we are live. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Winning the Game of Business Live. Now, yesterday I talked about a process that's known as IVVM, where you idealize, visualize, verbalize, and then materialize your goals and dreams. And today I want to dive deeper into that third step, verbalize, which is where we create our being through I am statements, or as I've started to call them, statements of truth. Because the words we speak, especially to ourselves, literally create the reality we live in. Now, I mentioned in yesterday's live that when a magician performs a magic trick, they tap their wand and they say the words abracadabra. But here's the interesting thing. Those words have been lost in translation because the original phrase is avracadabra, which comes from Hebrew and means I will create as I speak. So let that sink in for a moment. I will create as I speak. Now that's not just a clever saying, it's a truth. The words you and I speak shape the reality that we live. Now, most people think the present creates the future, but that's not entirely true because your future creates your present. Everything you and I are experiencing now was once a future vision, something you imagined either consciously or unconsciously, and that imagined outcome shaped your energy, it shaped your behaviors and the decisions you made. And those choices came together to create the reality that we're all living now. Because thoughts create feelings, feelings drive actions, and then the actions repeated over time create the results we get. So your life, your business isn't shaped by circumstances alone, it's shaped by the future that you believe is coming. And that's where I am statements or statements of truth come in, because they're the bridge between the future you see and the reality that you live in now. And they're also how you program your subconscious mind to start behaving as if that future already exists. Your I am statements are what you say to yourself, about yourself, when you're by yourself. And they help you become the person that you need to be, to create the results you say you want. And here's the thing. Your subconscious mind doesn't argue with you. It doesn't filter. It just accepts what it hears and feels and then sets out to prove that true. So if you were to keep telling yourself things like, I'm not a natural leader, I'm too busy, or I'm terrible with money, guess what? You're going to live into those statements. Those statements will become your reality. But if you change that dialogue, that inner dialogue, to I am a confident leader, I am in control of my time, I am financially capable and decisive, then your brain's going to start scanning for evidence that supports those statements instead. And that's how we identity shift. Now, for one of my most powerful I am statements that I use is I am a creator of profit for my clients. Now, when I say that, it changes everything about how I think and act. And I stop focusing on what I'm doing and shift my focus to the results that my clients are achieving. So for me, it shifts me from activity to impact. And that's the point of these statements. They don't just change what you do, they change who you show up as. And when I repeat, I am a creative profit for my clients, what my subconscious starts doing is it starts scanning for ways to make that true. So new ideas pop into my head, better strategies pop into my head. I have clearer conversations and I start seeing opportunities that weren't visible to me before. And that statement drives how I approach every coaching session. It drives how I do content creation, how effectively how I have every conversation with a client. Because I believe I am here to help my clients make more profit. And then everything I do is filtered through that lens. By the way, that's why my email address is kevin@mpc4profit. Now remember, your identity shapes your beliefs. Your beliefs drive your behaviors, and your behavior creates your results. So when you shift your I am identity, you shift everything that follows that. And I've seen this work gangbusters for clients too. And I'll never forget one in particular, a lady who every month would take to her bed for days on end, overwhelmed with the anxiety that she was having over making payroll maybe the following week or fortnight. As a result of that stress and that anxiety, she was on a cocktail of pills just to keep her head above water. So we worked together on strategy, and her sales went up, her profits went up, her cash flow transformed. But the number that I'm proudest of for this lady is zero pills. And one of the things she did was she created one of her I am statements, or a statement of truth, became I am calm, I am capable, and I am in control. And that identity changed everything for her. It changed her health, it changed her business. It's fair to say it changed her life. And that's what this work is about. Not just the money, but who you become in the process of making that money. So with that in mind, here's one way that you can create your own set of I am statements or statements of truth. Firstly, you want to pick an area of your life that you want to improve. Now, that could be things like leadership, might be confidence, focus, communication. And then you want to create a phrase or phrases that are in the present tense. So none of this I'm going to be, because that's just procrastination with good intentions. So they must start with I am. And now you have, and you can have these for all areas of your life, all the different areas of your life. And then you want to say these statements to yourself twice a day, preferably out loud. Once in the morning, loud, proud, and own on it, and then once before you go to bed, because your subconscious doesn't sleep. It will keep working on those I am statements. And you also want to pay close attention to when you're saying these statements, look out for any buts or yeah buts that might pop into your mind. So if you hear yourself saying, I am confident, but stop that, because that's your subconscious. What your subconscious mind will hear is everything after the but as the truth. So your affirmation becomes what you say after the but. Remember, abracadabra, I create as I speak. So this is all about the inner game of success. And that's the game that the world's most successful people play every single day. So remember, you are always speaking your future into existence. One I am or I am not at a time. And your business will only be able to grow to the level that you do. And your results will only ever rise to meet your beliefs. So if you want to change your results, start by changing what you say to yourself about yourself when you're by yourself. That's worth repeating. Start changing what you say to yourself about yourself when you're by yourself, because you really do create as you speak. Okay, tomorrow we're going to be talking about an evocative subject, which is pricing. Now, just about every business I know is under pressure from rising costs. And a lot of owners are fearful of passing those costs on to the customers. So I'm going to show you how you can do that safely without it costing your bottom line. It's going to be a good one, so you won't want to miss it. Until then, keep speaking your truth to yourself. And I'll see you the same time, same place tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. UK time. Now you go out there and you take this from theory to practice and from practice to mastery, because you are going to thank yourself later.